Hello guys, good morning. Finally, today at 5 dot. Yes, so after a couple of days, today is the day where 5 dot, 5 o'clock a dot, I was able to be on live, not initiation, nothing, because the point, the point was to, sorry, the point was to be on time. So that is the reason I used to say that we should respect time, and this is how the respect is paid. So be sharp on time, and yes, it is a challenging thing, especially to us. We are early and we are like late, but on time is like a way uh, challenging thing. It's like 60 seconds ticking, and it may happen anything to just get start on dot. So that is, let's start to the study. Study should be first. Yeah. So yesterday I have we have talked regarding like the pixels, and today I will today we will talk about. mm so yesterday we talked about like how to set up this Facebook pixel in your ad campaign, and today we will talk about how to monitor it. So monitor in the sense, what are the elements which are present while you check the panels, and what is the meaning of it, and what are the main options where you seek a result when you run a campaign. So we'll just talk about a couple of pointers, hmm, and try to understand. Let's say you have a panel ad manager, and what element is there are a lot of options are there, and these options, respective options, has a what meaning behind it. So what is the purpose of this? So we will go through it in today's lecture. So let's start with it. And so when you open the ad manager, and also there is a business manager. So multiple account is there. We go for business manager, single user account, ad manager. So nothing that much. So mm, so when you open it, you will see the tabs. I will just focus on the elements. Order may be anyhow up and down. So the elements will be present. If you open the panel, you will see that there is an element which we are discussing now. So if you are like watching this, you do open the panel, and then you see what you can learn side by side. And if not, immediately you can ask a question regarding the topic. So there is an option called campaign in the ad manager. One tab is campaign tab, second is ad set, third is ad. So these three tabs you will be seeing. So this all tab shows the past and current campaigns, ad set and ads, as well as related metrics. So whenever you have created all the list, you will be seeing here, and this is where you can view and compare performance. So do check each tab, and then only you will try to understand and learn the past data, the present data, and where through which you can take a call what to do, what not to do. If it is new, then you have to just create it and wait for it to uh, wait for the campaign to become a mature. A way to less data is kind of a challenge to know the results properly. So you need some kind of data where you can just play with the metrics, understand it, Do you have to continue with this campaign or not? If yes, then what is our best optimization way, best possible way of this campaign to be to be running? So that's it, the campaign ad set, and these are the tab, and in that you will see the options. So when you see this campaign tab, after you hit that campaign, there will be option called campaign name. There is a one on off switch which is called a toggle switch. There is a error column. There is a delivery column. So name, the name you can give to your campaign, ad set or ad. So you can see that name of campaign, ad set name. When you go for ad set tab, there is ad set name. Ad tab, there is ad name. For example, so it's some, so let's say it's some market is there, and engagement, so grand opening event. So this kind of a name you can do, the name of the market, and what is the purpose of running the campaign, and what's the goal of this campaign. So you should add this attribute when there's a huge number of campaign. That time you should capable enough to know that by the name itself that which campaign and what is the purpose of this campaign, instead of uh, going through a lot of data. Just by name you should have a clear idea. Else if you end up doing that, what, campaign 1, campaign 2, campaign 3, don't do that. If there is a hundreds of campaign, then you won't be able to recognize which campaign is what. You can by clicking one and going to the ad level and then understanding, but that is a way hideous task. So toggle switch, it's an on off switch. You can turn on the campaign, you can stop the campaign. So that is like a very convenient switch, and helps a lot of decision making quickly. So you don't have to like do a lot of changes. Just make it off and the campaign is off. So you can do that to add till ad level. Whatever the option is talking about this campaign to same at ad set and ad level. Errors, a summary of error that you can just fix it when it was trigger. And delivery is the like current status of that campaign. Is it pause, it's done, is it not deactive, or it is active. So it will show the active. Then later on you will see these options like budget. One column will be budget, then second column will be result, then next column will be reach, then later on the column will be impression. So these are the columns. So when we are talking about budget, so budget, the word itself, whatever the budget you have, or the maximum amount you are willing to spend on the campaign each day or over the lifetime. We have already talked about one of the video, what is the, say, a daily budget or the lifetime budget. So or the whatever you have scheduled it. So for lifetime, you need to schedule that this couple of days you are spending that amount of budget. So for example, let's say when you are viewing your when you view your campaigns, so respective column, so budget column is likely to tell you that you ads uses the ad set budget. That for this campaign you use the ad set budget. Unless there is an option, you can also create a budget during the creation of the campaign. But usually we do at the ad set, at the level of ad set. That time if you do the campaign create the budget creation, in ad set level only we should talk more about the budget. If you do the budget optimization at campaign level, then you have that control there also. So when you look at the ad set, this column, the budget column, would display you choose the budget you choose when you created an ad set. So why it is like you have a campaign. Let's say you have $1,000. You are setting at the campaign level. If you're not setting, then when you set at ad set level, then you eventually set the budget. So it will start exhausting. But when one campaign is having multiple ad set, let's second ad set, then either you have to uh, give that budget here, Or instead of doing this, you can just give that budget to $1,000 to campaign, and then you start delivering in the ad set level. You don't have to worry about it because n number of ad set you create, your budget is constrained to that thousand only. Else, you have to understand that more than thousand, it will start triggering to the account. And also, I have talked to you in the previous past videos that try giving the account level budget, even though you forgot that whatever the budget you are running, so you forgot at campaign level, or you add at campaign level, you forgot at set level. So whatever you do, so account level budget is set, you no need to worry at all while doing anything. Because even though you have a, let's say your account level budget is 800 $800, and you are doing like $1,000 budget in the ad set or campaign, then it will only work for $800. Beyond that, it will just won't spend. So that is the beauty of this budget. So you have to understand your goal with respect to how you want to run your ad with respect to the budget strategy. So coming back to the results, there is a column called results, the number of time when your ad achieved an outcome. Result is like something you do, it's the output of that. That is the number. So it's the output when your ad is like some whatever the setting you have chosen, and whatever the objective you have chosen, and it is like reaching that objective, then it ends in results. Example, let's say we have an engagement campaign, engagement objective of an event response. Let's say we are capturing the events, and so as your objective is like engagement and event response, so the display your result, what will be your result? It will be that it will be the number of event responses. That will be the result. In a simple way, I will take the example of traffic. Traffic is like a, people come to your website, visit that link. So the number of link click will be the result. So reach, the next column will be reach. So you don't confuse about the reach and impression. It's a two different thing. In the reach, the number of people who saw your ads, at least one. So it can happen because which may include multiple views of your ad by same people. So which is called impression. So usually reach is like you are only seeing once. In impression, you can see multiple times. So reach is different from impression, which may include multiple views of your ads by the same people. So impression, the number of times your ads are seen, that's the impression. So reach is like the number of people who saw your ad at least once. So again, there is a few more columns. The one column is cost per result, right? And the name itself says the cost per results is result from your ads. So this is a per result from your ads. Let's say the same example, engagement is the objective and event response. So what will be this cost per result? It should be the event cost per results will tell you the per event response. The same goes to traffic per click. So it will the cost per click. Whatever the result is there, the cost per that result. We talk about results. If it is the event response, we are like talking about the number of the daily number, the sorry when it comes to result, we talk about the outputs, which is like the number of event response attributed to your ad, the number of link clicks, that comes the result. And cost per result is like the cost per click. because we need the amount of click. Then only we can see how much cost we are spending for it. So how much cost it takes to get that click. So yes, cost per click. Mm, then amount spent. Then a name itself says the estimated total you have spent on campaign, ad set, or ad during its schedule. So let's say if this column may display zero for a campaign that's in review, but 6.57 of a campaign that was recently approved and started running, the number should always be less than your budget. That should be very, very simple math. Then only you can run. If it is greater than, then your ad won't run, because it will show you the message that account is low, account budget is low. So there is a column called ends. So there its ends is like the date that your campaign is scheduled to stop running. If you just set an end date, then when you schedule your ad set, this column would display the date. If you do not choose, then it only show ongoing. So you may have see additional column based on how you configured your campaign. There is an additional column based on how you configured your campaign, or if you, let's say, have edited them. So we have talked about the default basic options, and which is like required to monitor the campaign. So again, ad set and ads. So if you like to see the ad set and ads for a smaller section of campaigns, click the tick box next to the campaign name. So there's like 100 of campaign, and when you go to the ad set, 200 of ad set, then 500 of ads. But if you want to see like respective campaign, this campaign has what number of ad set and ad, you just there is a checkbox. You just click that checkbox. Then after ticking that checkbox, go to the ad set column. Then you will able to see the respective campaign ad set and ad. So that is how it will be better to understand which ad is created, which is not. And usually there is a data picker where you can just see the you can select the range and start checking out the data. And there is a like custom columns and breakdowns. So you can customize the columns as per like you needed. So there is options for their custom columns, and all ads has a custom columns option and the breakdown option. So you can just add the columns and breakdowns in that sections. Now you want to see the results however your campaign, anything campaign ad set or ad name, and then select view chart. So you will get the performance, demographic, placement, results. So this all data you will get to understand. And the same way, you can also download this app. This Facebook manager, ad manager has an app. So you can just keep on monitoring on the mobile itself. You don't have to completely depend on the desktop for it. So now that you have understand how to check this performance of your campaign or ad set or ad, and try taking action on this of that, evaluate it, analyze it. So these are the indicators which helps you to take a call. There will be additional, but and that additional thing is like custom, or depend on the what kind of objective you choose, depend on the what kind of campaign you do. But what is a common options all the campaign has that we have discussed today. That's it for Facebook topic. We will try learning tomorrow, like analyzing the campaign. Today we talked about like understanding and monitoring what things you need to monitor. Tomorrow we will evaluate and analyze the campaign results. So coming back to movie, I'm just trying hard to like complete in like 15 minutes, but it's still stretching to 20 minutes. That's when I'm way slow. So movie, let's quick wrap about movie. The movie which I'm suggesting is Midnight in Paris, and it's a character who who is a novelist, and is a screenwriter. He goes on a vacation with his fiancee. So he's taking the tour, and one of such late night exertion, a group of strange yet familiar revelers who sweeping along, apparently back in time, for a night with some in jazz age icons. The more time the actor, the name is like a Gil. So Gil keeps spending with this cultural heroes of the past. The more he dissatisfied he become with the present. So he started regretting what I have lost, what I didn't do, what I didn't felt, the happiness, the satisfaction, whatever you do, see to that you are satisfied. You shouldn't have regrets. So do appreciate the present, give importance to the present. That is the main fundamental, important fundamental of living life. Because today, if you're thinking about past, what you did, you did good, you did growth, whatever you did, it's a past. What can be done is the future. Today is like what you want to do. You need to do anyhow. Present is the thing where you to decide and get it done. Then only it will become a good memory for past, and uh, a lot of opening door for future, a good possibility for future. So don't do that. Stay to present, stick to what you do today. Don't think about like couple of years later, couple of years back. It will only waste your time. That's it for today. See you guys, and don't forget it. Keep learning. I will always repeat, keep learning. Something you don't understand, do comment me. I will surely help you. See you. Namaste.